Pioneer viewers, how are you doing? I hope you're healthy and well as always, of course. And as the Pioneer team, we continue to share our report on Russia-Ukraine war with you. In a moment, I will share with you a very important development. I don't know why they wrote it. But as it is known, the Black Sea Fleet has a great meaning and importance for Russia. It's obvious. And in order for the naval forces of the Russian armed forces to maintain their power in the Black Sea, the security and continuity of the Black Sea Fleet must be ensured. However, the Black Sea is no longer safe for the Russian Black Sea Fleet. With the outbreak of the Russian-Ukrainian war, the Russian war leadership has made a great efforts to actively use the Black Sea Fleet in this invasion operation. And this effort by the Russian military leadership to gain the upper hand over Ukraine's relatively weaker navy was quite strategic. What they failed to take into account, however, was the Ukrainian armed forces' resilience and destructive capacity. So according to the latest reports, things are not going well for the Russian Black Sea Fleet. So what is the latest situation in the Black Sea? Let's analyze it together. Well, before starting our report, I need to make a small reminder. As the Pioneer team, we continue to bring you developments regarding Russia-Ukraine war, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so that you don't miss our daily map reports and reports on the agenda, of course. You can also support me and my hardworking team by using the super thanks button below the videos. Thank you for your support, and let's start if you're ready, because I'm reporting. So the Black Sea is undoubtedly one of the regions where the struggle between the Ukrainian armed forces and the Russian armed forces is the fiercest. So the Russian Federation, which has been trying to turn the Black Sea into an inland sea and become the sole ruler in the region, has moved far away from this goal with the start of the war. Because with the attacks of the Ukrainian armed forces against the Russian Black Sea Fleet, the Ukrainian army managed to bury many Russian warships in the cold waters of the Black Sea. And the efforts of this situation, which cannot be easily compensated for Russia, are growing day by day. According to some claims, Turkey, a leading NATO country, is now a candidate to have the most powerful navy in the Black Sea. These claims are quite serious because the developments here are very important for Russia's expansionist policy. Vladimir Putin, the president of the Russian Federation, needs a strong navy in the Black Sea in order to continue his aggressive policies, and the Black Sea Fleet, which was created to meet this need for a navy, is facing heavy losses. The Black Sea Fleet, which is the biggest obstacle in the front of reaching the Crimean Peninsula, the most important and prioritized goal of the Ukrainian armed forces, has been worn out due to the heavy blows and is receiving each time. The Black Sea Fleet is now surrendering and sounding the alarm. Recently, the Ukrainian armed forces carried out a violent attack on the Crimean Peninsula, and during this attack, the Ukrainian military leadership ordered the missiles to be fired, which were reportedly hitting two large landing ships and reconnaissance vessels, and Ukraine had previously targeted. According to some sources, these claims have been confirmed, but however, there is still uncertainty in some sources. According to numerous eyewitnesses, these allegations were true, but the Russian Federation had once again lost important parts of its Black Sea Fleet. One by one, the Ukrainian armed forces are removing obstacles on the way to the Crimean Peninsula. So, of course, the war will not only be won by striking blows against the Russian Black Sea Fleet, and there is also a land war, but demanding and damaging Russia's Black Sea Fleet will have a negative impact on all operations of the Russian armed forces on the sea. Therefore, these attacks by the Ukrainian armed forces are of great importance for ending the occupation of the Ukrainian territory. Military experts are also commenting on this issue. The actions of the Ukrainian armed forces in the Black Sea are really attracting the attention of the whole world. In fact, Russia has not had much reasons to use its Black Sea Fleet during this invasion, but however, the fears of the Russian Federation caused the Black Sea Fleet to take an active role in this war. So what is Russia afraid of? Let's listen to the military expert. So, despite the military budget in the excesses of billions of dollars, the Russian Federation has still not reached the military power capabilities of the West. Moreover, the Russian army has too many weaknesses. Even the possibility of these weaknesses being exposed during the Ukrainian war was enough to scare Russia, and therefore the Russian war leadership used the Black Sea Fleet as a trump card. But this was a necessary trump card. Now they are paying the price for it. For years, they tried to build an invincible armada in the Black Sea Fleet. To some extent, they succeeded until the invasion of Ukraine, and the Russian Navy was the largest military force in the Black Sea. But with the start of the war, they lost this power to a great extent. In fact, it was not so difficult to predict. Russia should have anticipated that the Ukrainian army would focus on the Russian strategic objectives. But there is no strategic thinking in the Russian armed forces, and the Russian armed forces are completely coded to fulfill the orders of Vladimir Putin, the president of the Russian Federation, and they are paying for this by losing the Black Sea Fleet. So the Russian leadership has lost the propaganda war as well, and they are about to lose the naval war. There is only one war left, and that is the land war. So as long as the support continues in the land war, the odds are in favor of the Ukrainian armed forces. Of course, these factors are always subject to change, but it is up to the Western world to keep the tide in this situation and in this direction. This has to be done for if Russia's expansionism is to be prevented, and there is no other choice. As we can see, military experts also confirms that the claims that the Russian Black Sea Fleet has reached the point of exhaustion. The most important detail here is the prediction about the future of the war, and the Ukrainian armed forces have indeed achieved great successes in the propaganda war and the naval war. But as the expert points out, the continuation of these successes is in the hands of the Western powers, and there is a great danger. The leadership of the Russian Federation wants to increase its influence and expand its sphere of control, especially in the Eastern Europe. Many NATO countries are among these targets, and the biggest obstacle to Russia's expansionism is Ukrainian resistance so far. As you may recall, at the beginning of the war, Russian President Vladimir Putin and the Russian leadership characterized the situation in the region as a special military operation, betitled Ukraine and belittled. Well, as you may recall, at the beginning of the war, Russian President Vladimir Putin and the Russian leadership characterized the situation in the region as a special military operation, belittled Ukraine, and claimed that the conflict would end in a few weeks. At first it was 3 days, but then it became few weeks. And the Ukrainian armed forces, on the other hand, succeeded in negating these claims of the Russian leadership with the resistance. Now it's time to refute Putin's other claims. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Do you think the Ukrainian armed forces will continue to target the Russian Black Sea Fleet? And what do you think about the current situation of the Russian Black Sea Fleet? Do you think the Black Sea Fleet will be able to recover? And do you think the support for the Ukrainian armed forces should continue? Let me know in the comments, because you know that I read and I care about all of your comments.